And we are live.
Wow. I am just forever impressed by your skills with that, my friend.
Well, you know,
How do you manage to do all these amazing things in the we all have 24 hours in a day, but yet you seem to accomplish so much more. How is this humanly possible?
I appreciate that. Well, you know what? When you have a partnership and a team, you're able to accomplish a lot more. And that's what we want to be for you guys when you buy your property. So if you're watching this, thank you for your service. And we're going to kind of walk you through of what's possible for you.
Yeah. And once again, we're thankful to help you out. We know freedom isn't free. The VA loan has a lot of connotations that come with it that are not the most positive. We're here to break some of those untruths and just kind of go over this quick and still observe your time within 30 minutes. So you want to kick this off, Vinnie, and knock this first one out?
Yeah. So there are more benefits. Just ask. So think about for the VA home purchase, there's the ability construction loans, grant programs, a lot of different avenues. Basically, you're buying a house with, in essence, no money down. What is the VA home loan? And who can use it? The VA home loan is those for who serve in the U.S. Armed Forces. This is all for branches of reservists, Navy, Army, Marine, Coast Guard, Air Force. Something to think about though, if you are a reservist and you're looking to use your VA loan, there's time restraints of how long you have to be in the service. For Navy, Army, Marines, Coast Guard, Air Force, it's 4 years. Currently in service or served over 2 years. I mean, just if you have any thoughts, if you've been part of the military, family part of the military, talk to a lender like David, and he kind of walk you through what's possible. Now, he's not only going to walk you what's possible with the VA loan, he's also going to tell you if you qualify. And can you walk through that, David, right now?
I'll walk you through that. So with that last slide, there's one thing that wasn't really kind of glanced over. If you serve during wartime duty or anything that goes on that's considered war, you are instantly eligible for the VA loan, which a
Yeah.
lot of people don't know. And then there's also different branches of the military that do different things, more like your silent operators. They have different eligibility as well. So now jumping this, how do you qualify for a VA loan? What's needed? Well, in our current environment, lenders now require 620 minimum FICO. If you look that up on the VA website, they will say there is no minimum FICO. Unfortunately, the VA is not lending the money, it's a lender. The VA is insuring the loan. So as of right now, with the COVID, we have a 620 minimum FICO. Prior to this, you would go down to like 540, 580. And in some cases, we didn't even require minimum FICO with certain documentation. So if you have bad credit, you're at a 621 and you don't know what you can do, contact Vinnie, contact myself. We'll walk you through it. And next, what's needed for your VA loan? Well, it's pretty much the same as a normal loan. Except if you're in service, it's usually just 2 current LESs. If you're out of service, it's your pay stubs, your latest 2 years of your W-2s, and your latest tax return. And then technically, number 4, which says 2 months of bank statements, the VA does not have a reserve requirement, which a lot of people will currently be in service and go, hey, I make really good money, but I haven't saved a lot. So do I need reserves? No, you don't. But for those of you who are not in service, we ask for 2 months of bank statements because you may need money for your EMD. Can you touch on that really quick, what the EMD is, Vinny?
Yeah. So EMD is an earnest money deposit. So the easiest way to look at it is you're putting a deposit down on the property, and the seller is putting their property off the market, taking the property off the market. So they want kind of money to make sure that you're not putting multiple offers in case they have multiple people. You have 3 days after your contract accepted to put this earnest money deposit into escrow. We're California. Escrow is we're an escrow state. So this escrow oversees the transaction and make sure the contract is followed to the T.
The other thing we use the bank statements for is if you're paying for closing costs, which we'll go into later. Boom. What are the benefits of a VA loan? Well, If you've attended other seminars, if you listen to our weekly updates, if you look at all the different things Vinnie and myself are doing, the VA loan is so uniquely unusual because you need no money down, and it's not a grant program, and it has the best interest rates in the business, even better than those putting down 20%. So number one benefit, 100% financing. The number two in San Diego was, this is crucial because, Vinny, what would you say is the average home price in San Diego? What do you think is your average single family?
I'd probably say now maybe around 620.
So you can buy a home with no money down for 620,000, but now the VA changed its rules. It goes up to 1.5 million with no money down. Other thing, all closing costs can be paid either by you, by the lender, or by the seller, which we'll go into. You want to touch on that, how the seller pays? I know that's kind of a hard one, Vinny. So help us. Give us some guidance.
So something to think about if you're buying with a traditional loan, right? You have your down payment, and then you have your closing costs, right? Closing costs are basically originating fees, if there's any kind of funding fees, if there's any taxes, insurance, and things like that. Yet those closing costs can be assisted by the seller. So let's say we put in an offer at 620, but we ask the seller to give back, let's say, $6,000. So now those $6,000 can go towards closing costs. You can also sell points or buy points with rates so low. I mean, you're probably getting somewhere in the 2.5s, 2.75, and then selling a point, only go up a little higher, but then you'd have some funds to go towards your closing costs. And that's something to really think about when you're talking to your lenders, is see what rate they're offering and see if you have to buy points or sell points to get to that rate. No mortgage insurance. So if you're a traditional purchase with a loan under 20%, you're going to have some mortgage insurance, right? The bank wants to make sure that their asset's protected. Yet because this asset is protected by the VA, they don't need mortgage insurance on this property. So you save a little bit of money there, a little monthly. So with the FHA loans and things like that, you're going to have mortgage insurance. So this is going to bring your payments down a little bit.
Which, that's interesting. You brought up FHA, Vinny. I think we should probably do a seminar on that, because for those that don't serve, the FHA is a great other option for low interest rates and low down payments. But nothing compares to the VA loan for basically any loan amount below 701,000. There is zero reserves. Once you start dipping up into the $1 million range with zero down, they do require reserves. It's not the VA. Once again, it's the lender that's going to require those. And then,
one thing I wanted to say too is, for most loan types, you're talking about a 42% debt to income, and for VA, those can get pushed up a lot higher.
Oh, much higher. And we take into consideration circumstances with VA loan much more than other loans do, which is another great benefit of that. And then the final benefit, 7 and 8 down here, it's the best buyer protection for you as a veteran with the VA loan, and the very best refinance options and cash out options for the loan are the best for the VA.
So is there any cost to use a VA loan, and how many times can I use a VA loan? So VA loan, VA loan has a funding fee. If you're using 100% financing the first time, is 2.3 of the loan amount. You're putting 5% down, is 1.65 of the loan amount. Can this be waived? Yes, if you're fully VA disabled. So if you're in the process of checking that out, might want to dive deeper to save you a cost. Also, it can help you out with your taxes, property taxes, so they think about. You can use the VA loan as many times as you'd like, but funding fee goes up 3.6 for 100% after first usage. So
I know that's a lot of math right there, huh?
Yeah, you don't have to take care of the math. We can take care of it for you. Just be aware of these items right here. And if you have any questions, again, my number is right underneath me, and David's number is
right there too. The other thing that a lot of people wonder about is they go, what about if I need to apply for a VA disability? What if I have partial disability? Can I get some of it waived? Depending on your circumstance and the VA disability related percentage, those are things you really need to discuss with the lender, because the VA funding fee can get expensive. You don't pay that upfront out of pocket, just to be very clear. That goes onto the loan. So that does make it to where you can buy with no money down, and the VA funding fee goes onto the loan. So the next question we get a lot is, what can you buy with a VA loan? Like, what can you actually do? Well, you can buy condos, but the condos have to be VA approved, which is actually really good, because VA approved condos have passed a very stringent test for making sure they have adequate reserves, making sure they have a good operating budget, making sure they have great insurance. They're making sure that you're buying a quality condo. And with that being said, Vinny, how many condos out there do you run across that are not VA approved? Because VA approved condos are harder to find.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And this is a shot in the dark. I would say somewhere around 30% of properties are probably VA approved, maybe 40% in San Diego County as a whole. Usually the smaller the complex, the less likely the complex is approved. So things to really kind of think about when you're buying. We have clients all the time. They'll come to us and say, hey, I like this property. Can we take a look at it? And they go, well, is it VA approved? And we look at it and we find out that it's not. So talk to your realtor and have them help you figure out which properties are VA approved and which not. If you do come to the point that maybe a property has the ability to be VA approved, but they haven't, or the VA approval lapsed, talk to your realtor, talk to your lender, and with their help, you could possibly get it VA approved again.
True. And that's, a lot of people are not willing to do that legwork. It is time intensive, it's labor intensive, but when you're doing what's right for the client, it can be done. And if you find a place, like let's say Vinny finds you a place you absolutely love, works a deal with the seller, and they want to help you, you want to help them, we all work as a team to get the VA condo approved, it instantly goes up in value as well, which is another nice thing about the VA.
Yeah. You can buy a house, single family home, you can buy multi-unit property. The thing is the livability standard is the big thing. I mean, so any kind of loan that you have, there's going to be some kind of livability standard, unless you're doing a repair escrow, livability standard to it. And usually it's floor, heating source, a working stove, things like that. They want to make sure that you're protected and their assets protected.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of standards. We're going to go into that a little bit later. The other thing that's unique right here is multi-units. So a lot of people will look to accomplish two goals at one time. You can do that with the VA. You can buy 2 units, 3 units, and 4 units with no money down. I know we went over this before, Vinny, last time, and it was with a gentleman client that closed on a $1 million 3-unit place in Mission Hills with 0 down.
Yeah.
That is amazing, because with the 2 other units paying him rent, he's now paying basically $2,000 a month to own a $1 million property with no money down, which technically now qualifies as a great investment. And for those of you who have not followed our investment seminars, that is a major win. So you may want to tune into that just to, further your mind. So the VA, multi-units, totally possible.
Based off of what platform you're watching off, subscribe. And we have our market updates. If you're following us on YouTube, on Stitcher, Periscope, Facebook, wherever it might be, subscribe to the platform. And we do market updates Monday and Friday, and then try to do some kind of seminar over the weekend. If you have a particular question, reach out to us. And again, our information's below. Also, too, the house, again, people ask me all the time, or ask me and my team, can we buy a short sale? Can we buy a foreclosure property? Again, it's really on the condition of the property. That's going to play out of where everything sits. It doesn't matter if it's a short sale. It doesn't matter if it's a foreclosure. If the livability standard is met, there's not a problem. But how does the VA loan protect you when you're buying? Well, first, the condo home multi-unit must pass a very strict appraisal. Now, if you're a realtor out there or a seller out there, don't worry.
Don't worry.
Every property gets an appraisal, and it really is about livability standards. They want to protect their assets. So if you're basically trying to decide between an FHA or a VA, I mean, they're all livability standards that have to be met, even conventional. So yes, they are protecting the buyer, and that's what we're talking to today. Yet, if you are a seller, don't be scared off about a VA appraisal. The VA appraisal will also stay with the home, meaning your realtor can help you negotiate a price if you don't make the contract price of the home. Next, your EMD is also protected, meaning you can't lose your deposit. This also sometimes makes it harder to get your offer accepted.
True. For the agents out there that don't understand the VA loan, sometimes it takes someone like yourself, Vinnie, to walk them through to make them understand that the VA loan is a great option. It just provides the best buyer protection. And what that means is, let's say you find the house, you and Vinnie looking around, and next thing you know, 14 days into it, you find a bunch of stuff on inspections. Vinnie digs up stuff on title. You find out stuff isn't permitted, and you go, hey, I want to back out. Will I lose my EMD? No. It's here to protect you. The VA loan is all about protecting you as the buyer.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, let me jump back there. Skip that. Are VA loans harder to get?
Happy.
Yeah. Are they harder to get than other loans? No, the VA loan has more relaxed guidelines to account for life happening. Do VA loans take longer to close than normal loans? No, they don't. The biggest thing everyone, there's an excuse to be had, someone's probably used the excuse. And the reason why some lenders say that the VA loan takes longer to close is based off of the appraisal. The appraisal is probably going to be the biggest lag time on it, because once the appraisal is done, it goes to the VA and then back to the lender. So as long as the appraisal is ordered early on, there shouldn't be an issue. Can you get solar and construction loans with VA? Yes. Do you have to have termite clearance? Yes. And we're in California, we're in San Diego. Most properties are going to have some termite work that's needed. If you're buying a condo or a townhome, double check, because most of them are going to take care of the exterior of the property. Yet you're going to have to take care of the interior of the property.
The thing with the VA loan is a lot of people shy away from it because of one thing with the appraisal, besides the fact that they're more strict, which is good for you, the buyer, but the VA appraiser has 10 business days to complete that transaction. So the nightmare stories you hear about the lender going, oh, I need an extra 15 days to do this. Oh, I need extra time. It's more than likely because they did not order the VA appraisal on time, because the VA appraiser can take 10 business days to go do that. That is a lot of time you lose. So if your lender sits around and waits a week to 10 days before ordering your appraisal, you are in a bad position.
Yeah. Can I have more than one VA loan at a time? Yes, you can. Can you use that on different types of properties, condo, house? Yes. And how do you do this? You have to use partial amounts of VA eligibility on different homes. Let's say you also too have a VA home on your current property. You can always refinance out of that as long as the equity has gone up, and then use the proceed. Then use the VA loan on your next property. So things are really think about.
Sorry about that, Vinnie.
No, you're good. You're good.
This question we get all the time, because California, San Diego, the prices are higher. So when you look at it and you go, can you have more than one VA loan at a time, have more than one? Some people, I'm going to use Norfolk, Virginia, because it's a huge place for the military. They will buy a house there, and they can buy a house for $200,000, and they may come in and use partial amount of their VA, and then they have some left over. They come to San Diego, they can use another partial here and add a down payment. So it is possible to have two VA loans at one time, but if you're using the 100% option, then you cannot. So if you're buying out of state in a cheaper state and you only use a portion of your eligibility, you can use it again in San Diego, because we do see that a lot. And I get that question all the time. My friend has two houses. They're both VA. How do you do this? He worked with someone more savvy that walked him through the eligibility and used it correctly on two different properties. It is harder to do, and a lot of lenders will shy away from it, but it is possible.
You want to take this, the refinance?
Yeah, so this one, refinancing right now. If you have just to throw this out there, if you have a VA loan right now and your rate is above 3.25%, you should be refinancing, because your rate will drop to like 2.5%. It is insane. The other thing that's unique about the VA loan and refinancing, it is the easiest refinance ever. The problem you have is once you use the VA loan, you cannot refinance it for 210 days. So, example, for a lot of people that bought their houses, let's say last November, and the rates were average 3.75, 3.875, maybe they got 4. They got to wait 210 days after the first payment, which means all those are coming due literally right now. And a lot of people are refinancing and dropping the rate massively. The other thing, they're called a interest rate reduction, which means basically we don't have any documentation. You can not even have a job and you can still refinance your VA loan. You also skip a month's mortgage payment as well. And you can roll all the costs into the loan for the VA refinance. And the value of the property becomes irrelevant. So let's say you picked the wrong realtor. So you didn't pick Vinnie. You picked your former cousins, uncles, roommates, brothers, sister, who just got their license a month ago. You bought a house in a bad part of town and it went down in value. Can you refinance it? Yes, with the VA loan. Can you do that with other home loans? Absolutely not. So once again, the power of picking the right agent, super important, especially with the VA, because VA is a great way to create wealth. So long story short, VA refinancing, best in the business, cheapest rates in the business, and beyond easy. Wow, did we go through that quick?
Short and sweet. So here's our information. We try to keep things in 30 minutes or less. Sometimes we get to 40 minutes based off of the conversations we have. If you have any particular questions, feel free to reach out to myself or David. Follow our market updates. We'd love to be that kind of resource for you.
Wow, that was quick, my friend.
Smooth and quick.
All right, well, enjoy your Saturday. There's the weather is still wonderful out. September is a great month in San Diego. Go enjoy it. And thank you again, everyone, for listening to us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. See you on Monday.